What's up, Broncos country? In today's edition of Bronco Talk, it is a pregame episode where I give you my keys to the game and a couple of bold predictions to look for in today's matchup with the Las Vegas Raiders. So let's talk Broncos.
What do you want to do?
I don't know. What do you want to do?
I know.
Let's talk Broncos.
Hello and welcome into a brand new edition of Bronco Talk where we talk Denver Broncos football. In today's episode, we're bringing you a couple of keys to the game, like I said, and some bold predictions. But first and foremost, the hype level couldn't be higher over here at Bronco Talk. I'm hyped for throwbacks. I'm hyped to have a home game against the Raiders after being on the road, East Coast, for the last 2 weeks. I'm sure the Broncos themselves are super stoked because they were away from home for quite a bit of time. And for them to have a home game, I know that raucous Broncos stadium is going to be just howling for them, ready to bring the noise and welcome them back from their road trip. So I'm super hyped for that, and I'm super hyped for good weather. I think that will be a minor key to the game that will allow us to play a little bit more efficient on offense than we did last week. But other than that, I've got a couple more keys to the game to bring you so that the Denver Broncos leave week 5 of the NFL with a third straight victory. And that first key to the game is old school commitment to the run game. I like to see Javonte Williams toting that rock 20 plus times, get Jaleel involved as well. And of course, Bo Nix is always known to add that element of run game to his repertoire. So I could see him taking off 4 or 5, 6, 7 times if need be, because a little bit of worthy mention is that Max Crosby is looking like a go for today. So we want to neutralize him, not only with Bo Nix being able to escape the pocket, but if we're able to neutralize Max Crosby by committing to the run game, I think that's a huge key to the game, as well as stopping their run game. I look at the Raiders offense, and they've got kind of a band of misfits from the run game to without Devontae Adams, the pass game. And then, of course, Gardner Minshew, someone that's been a little bit of a journeyman quarterback, someone that'll win you a game, but you probably shouldn't make him your franchise quarterback. That's just my opinion. They need all of the elements of their attack to be working, and I think a lot of that is similar to the Broncos needs to go through the run game. At least in our case, we are just grooming a rookie quarterback. Gardner Minshew's been in the league long enough to know what he is, so he's going to rely heavily on that rushing attack to open up some things. So if that defense is continuing to do their thing, stopping the run, which I fully anticipate they will, that is my second key to the game. And my last key to the game is 20 points. You saw in my weekly prediction that I predicted the Denver Broncos to score 24 points. I think that if we don't score 24 points, that means that the Raiders have the ball a little bit more than I'd like, than the Broncos would like, than the defense would like. So that could spell for a race to 20 points, especially with an offense that the Broncos are just putting together and starting to get things going and trying to see what works, what doesn't work, and kind of weed some of those things that don't work out. I'm not necessarily calling it a race to 20 points, but I'll feel a lot better as soon as the Broncos put up that 21st point. Those are my keys to the game. Run the ball, stop the run, and 20 points. I think the Broncos win 24-6. If you didn't see my weekly prediction yesterday, that is my prediction for today. And then I've got a little bit of bold predictions. I didn't necessarily go into that yesterday because I wanted to give you guys a little bit of meat on the bone, something to come back for. So I see us scoring in 3 phases: the run game, the pass game, and defensively. So those are my bold predictions. I've got Javonte Williams rushing for 100 yards and getting a score. So that's our running attack score. I've got Bo Nix throwing his second touchdown pass along with 250 yards passing and a defensive score. That could mean that we sack Gardner Minshew and return it for a touchdown. Sack him and fumble him and return it for a touchdown. That could mean they try to pick on Riley Moss, thinking that he isn't all that he seems to be, when we know in Broncos country that he is. That could mean that they throw an ill-advised pass towards Patrick Surtain II, who is undoubtedly and unquestionably the number 1 cornerback in the league, and he just decides to jump the route, take the ball, and take it back to the house, giving all of Broncos country what we want to see, which is in our throwbacks, in these beautiful uniforms, a little mile-high salute. That would be great to see from Javonte, from anybody on the defense, but most specifically probably Pat Surtain. And of course, whoever is on the receiving end of Bo Nix's second career touchdown pass, it'd be great to see them giving each other a little mile-high salute. I know I'm hyped, gave you my reasons for hype, gave you my keys to the game, and a couple of bold predictions to look for in Week 5 as the Las Vegas Raiders visit Mile High to take on the Denver Broncos in these, like I said, beautiful uniforms, throwing it back to 1977. And I think that has a lot to do with why I'm so hyped. We haven't seen these uniforms in regular rotation since 1996. I was 5 years old when the Broncos were routinely wearing these, and just to see them come back in the color rush and eventually be worked into the regular rotation as an alternate jersey with a separate helmet where we get the traditional look that we had from 1977. I am so hyped, and I know that you're hyped, and I know that you guys are going to look out for my hype video, my Week 5 hype video, where I play a little music, get a little dance going on, and chug that Red Bull so that you know I have all the energy to bring the hype from where I'm at. You bring the hype from where you're at. And as Broncos country goes into that stadium, keep that hype level all game long so that Gardner Minshew knows when he throws an incomplete pass, or when that defense is ready to sack Minshew, or when we take that ball back. The Raiders are going to know everything that hit them because the Broncos fans are going to let them know. So I'm stoked. You're stoked. That's all here from Bronco Talk. The hype level couldn't be higher. Let's go out there and get a Week 5 victory, making it 3 in a row. That would also make Bo Nix, this could be a little bit of a bold prediction or just analytics, first rookie quarterback, in Broncos history to win 3 consecutive starts. So that's something to look for. We are bringing the hype, and we know that you'll be tuning in for that hype video, so I'm going to get to it. That's it here from Bronco Talk for our pregame show. So like this video, comment so that we can stampede together all season long, and subscribe to the channel. And we'll see you next time here on Bronco Talk.